Know that in the educational system, students will know Arduino, make stuff, fun stuff, invent stuff. What you're trying to do is bridge the gap between that learning, that introduction. How do you then take that and then turn that into a real life solution? Hello, ipXchange. Here, the three amigos from the Arduino conference at CES in Las Vegas. We're joined by Weintek. We're going to tell us how they're partnered with Arduino to help people like students and people looking to do educational programs are using Arduino to help train them and understand how they can produce industrial systems. Who would like to start?
I can start. I think one of our missions and one of the things we want, aside from selling industrial HMIs, is to create a system that trains more engineers and gets more young people interested in.
Yep.
Right? There's a lack of those type of resources, affordable resources for whether it's STEM programs at schools or college or technical schools, those type of programs. And they tend to go into more of the software and things like that, as opposed to creating real industrial engineers and people in the industrial field.
Yes.
So that's where we focus, and we partnered with Arduino. And Brendan here, one of our engineers, has worked with their engineering team to create a curriculum that not only works with the Arduino Opta, but also can implement our Weintek USA screens.
Okay, so Brendan.
Yes.
Our community will know Arduino. This is an industrial conference. So we're not talking about makers, we're talking about people who are trying to solve real life problems out in industry. How do they implement, how do they embed Arduino into real life problems? So we know that in the educational system, students will know Arduino, make stuff, fun stuff, invent stuff. What you're trying to do is bridge the gap between that learning, that introduction. How do you then take that and then turn that into a real life solution? So do you want to just explain to us how you've done that and the kind of things you're doing with Arduino to help students and universities and educational institutions take their students to the next level?
Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is I'm working with Arduino right now to both of us are working with Arduino right now to put together a curriculum. So when you think of like an e-learning, basically it's an e-learning course, and so you'll sign in and one of the things that we thought about a lot is how do you build interest and kind of keep someone going in the e-learning course. So we put a lot of effort into designing fun projects that you can build both with our product, so the HMI as a kind of standalone, and then also in combination with the Opta to kind of keep that interest going.
Yeah. So does everything work around the Opta?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So of course we build the whole curriculum around the Opta and the HMI. So it's a combo. If you look at Arduino Academy, you'll see ACE 100. So ACE 100 course geared specifically towards the Opta. But in an industrial setting, you're going to use an HMI and a PLC, most cases.
Yep.
And so with ACE 120, which is the upcoming course, that's where we bridge the gap between just having ACE 100 to, okay, now let's include the HMI and kind of see how they work together.
So when you're working with people, do you recommend that they do the ACE 100 learning and course first before they come to this, or can they come to this naturally before doing that?
I guess it depends on their level, their experience level. But I mean, certainly that's definitely a good pathway. So if you're just starting out, or if you just want to kind of move from the software realm, like maybe you already have that software experience and you want to move into kind of more of a industrial, I want to get some industrial experience, then you can take the ACE 100 and then jump to the ACE 120, because that way you have them both. So it's a great pathway.
So just for the sake for this quick interview, what's the experience for a student? They've done the ACE 100 course, now they want to get into some serious HMI Opta learning. Just talk us through quickly what's the starting point? What's the things that they're going to start with?
Yeah, so starting with, of course, is you focus on what is an HMI, because that's I think a lot of people see HMIs in a daily basis. You'll use one in your car or on an ATM, but you don't put that piece together, right?
Yep.
Then it's okay, now let's focus on an industrial HMI, and what does that do? What role does that play in a factory? Once you get those concepts down, we're ready to kind of dive into the programming. And that's the part that's still under development a little bit right now. So we're still working on that in modules and the next few modules, because it's separated by modules in this e-learning course. And so they'll put together a few fun projects And yeah, I mean, it's kind of I can't speak to it yet because it's not fully done.
Yeah.
But it's coming out here. So
But essentially, what we're trying to understand is this is an industrial HMI. This has got to be controlled. You've got to understand the interface between this PLC and that HMI to get some sort of output to understand how you do industrial electronics and how you start going through that learning curve.
Exactly.
And that's what you're offering with Arduino.
yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to bridge that gap, make sure you understand how you're going to use an HMI with the PLC, and then show you how to actually do that
Right.
with the programming environment.
Excellent. Well, very good luck with your course. And thank you very much for talking to
Thank you.
ipXchange at Arduino's event.
Thank you.
Thank you.